You just paid $45,000 for a brand new car. It has a giant touchscreen, voice recognition, lane keeping assist, over-the-air software updates, and a 32-speaker surround sound system. It looks incredible. It smells incredible. You feel incredible. But within 3 years, maybe less, it's going to start falling apart. Not because you drove it wrong, not because you skipped an oil change, but because the people who built it designed it that way. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the dirty little secret that the auto industry does not want you to know. We're talking about quality collapse, hidden planned obsolescence, and why the most technologically advanced cars in history are somehow some of the least reliable ones ever built. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you will never look at a shiny new car the same way again. And if you enjoy having your wallet saved by the truth, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe. Let's unfold the secret now. The numbers don't lie, modern cars are getting worse. Here's the cold, hard data. Every year, J.D. Power releases its vehicle dependability study, which is considered the gold standard for measuring long-term car quality. The results over the last few years have been jaw-dropping for all the wrong reasons. In 2023, the industry average was 186 problems per 100 vehicles. By 2024, that jumped to 190, a year-over-year increase in an era where cars are supposedly smarter than ever. And in 2026, the industry average has now climbed to a staggering 204 problems per 100 vehicles. That's not progress, that's a crisis. J.D. Power's own senior director of auto benchmarking called this deterioration unusual. That's corporate speak for something is seriously broken. The rate at which problems increase between the first 90 days of ownership and the 3-year mark has jumped to 17%, up from just 12% the year prior. In other words, your new car might seem fine when you drive it off the lot, but it ages like milk, not wine. The infotainment trap. Your car is a smartphone now. And that's the problem. So what's causing all these problems? The single biggest culprit, and this is confirmed by J.D. Power, is infotainment systems. At nearly 49 problems per 100 vehicles, infotainment issues account for almost twice the problems of the next highest category. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay connectivity failures, built-in voice recognition that doesn't recognize your voice, touchscreens that freeze at 60 miles per hour, and navigation maps that are already outdated when you buy the car. These aren't minor annoyances. For many people, these systems have replaced physical buttons that controlled your climate, your radio, your mirrors. The Chevrolet Blazer EV is a perfect case study. During a long-term road test by Edmunds, the 2024 model threw up to 23 fault codes in under 2,000 miles. GM had to issue a full stop sale on the model. Eventually, over 40,000 Blazer EVs were recalled. Some owners couldn't even shift out of park. That's not a software glitch. That's a fundamental failure. Today's cars run on 80 to 100 electronic control modules, and increasingly, those modules are VIN-Locked, coded to a specific car at the factory. This means even a perfectly functional part from a wrecked vehicle cannot simply be installed in yours without expensive dealer-level reprogramming. Built-in dependency, by design. The factory secret. Planned obsolescence is real and it's deliberate. Now here's where it gets really interesting. A former GM engineer went on record last year and said exactly what many have suspected for years. Automakers are intentionally pivoting to worse quality parts. According to him, it started with outsourcing, ending internal component manufacturing and sending production overseas to cut costs penny by penny. But the pennies add up when you're making millions of vehicles. Engineers would raise concerns, and financial divisions would override them because per-unit profitability was the only real priority. This isn't a new idea. The concept of planned obsolescence in the auto industry dates back to 1924, when GM executive Alfred P. Sloan introduced annual model year changes. Not because cars improved dramatically year over year, but to make consumers desire something newer sooner than necessary. 100 years later, the strategy is more sophisticated and more insidious. Today, instead of changing the chrome trim, automakers simply withdraw software support. They lock you out of independent repairs by requiring proprietary diagnostic tools available only at dealerships. According to the Automotive Service Association, car owners can't even do basic maintenance without running into engineered roadblocks, like oil change systems designed without easy access to the drain plug. The right-to-repair battle that started with John Deere tractors and Apple iPhones? It's now fully arrived in your driveway. New doesn't mean better. The redesign curse. Consumer Reports surveys around 380,000 vehicle owners every year. And one pattern they've found is brutal. Whenever a manufacturer redesigns a model, quality almost always tanks. Take the redesigned 2025 Chevrolet Equinox, GMC Terrain, and GMC Acadia. All scored well below average in reliability in their first year. The redesigned Buick Enclave and Chevrolet Traverse? Below average. Even second-year versions of problem cars often don't improve. The Mazda CX-90, Cadillac Lyriq, and Chevrolet Blazer EV all remained unreliable into their second production year. Meanwhile, the most reliable brands at present are the ones playing the long game. Toyota takes the top spot in Consumer Reports' latest rankings, with 6 models in the top 10 most reliable cars. Subaru comes in second. These aren't flashy brands pumping out bold new redesigns every 3 years. They're brands that refine, iterate, and prioritize engineering over marketing. The subscription racket. You don't own your car anymore. Here's the part that should truly alarm you. The auto industry has been quietly watching Apple and Amazon and saying, why sell a product once when you can charge forever? Software-defined vehicles, a term that sounds futuristic and exciting, are really just a business model. You buy the hardware, they retain control of the features. Some manufacturers have already explored charging monthly fees for heated seats that are physically installed in the car. For remote start, for advanced driver assistance systems, features that were once standard are being gated behind recurring payments. As one industry analysis put it plainly, if a manufacturer can remotely disable a feature or block a replacement part, you don't fully own your car. You license it. And when the company goes bankrupt or discontinues support, as happened with Fisker Ocean owners in the US, your $70,000 vehicle can become a very expensive lawn ornament. The smart way forward. How to protect yourself. So what do you actually do with all this? Here's the playbook. The smart, informed way to navigate the modern car market. First, never buy a first-year redesign. The data is unambiguous. First-year models are testing grounds. Let someone else be the guinea pig and wait for the second or third model year when the kinks are worked out. Second, check reliability data before you check the spec sheet. J.D. Power, Consumer Reports, and owner forums are your friends. Horsepower and panoramic sunroofs are marketing. Reliability scores are reality. Third, favor brands that resist the redesign every 3 years temptation. Toyota, Subaru, and a handful of others still build cars to last. Their vehicles may not win auto show beauty contests, but they'll win the long game. Fourth, understand what you're subscribing to. Before you sign any contract, ask, which features require a subscription? What happens to my car's software if this company discontinues the model? Read the fine print, like your $50,000 investment depends on it, because it does. And fifth, support right to repair. States like Maine and Colorado have passed laws requiring automakers to give independent repair shops access to the same diagnostic software dealerships use. The more consumers demand this right, the more pressure mounts on manufacturers to stop building cars like locked vaults. And finally, consider a late-model used car with a proven reliability record over a brand-new vehicle packed with unproven technology. Sometimes the smartest buy in the room is the boring one. Here's the recap. The car industry is not going to fix itself overnight. Automakers are businesses, and as long as chasing profit through planned obsolescence and software lock-ins is more lucrative than building cars that last a lifetime, that's what they'll do. But you, the buyer, hold more power than you think. An informed consumer is the one thing they didn't plan for. So, buy smart and drive smart. As we wrap on today's video, if this saved you from a $45,000 mistake, or at least made you feel better about the one you already made, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. This is totally your call, no pressure. I'll just be here, making videos into the void, hoping someone finds them useful. Drop your car horror stories in the comments. I read every single one. And if you know someone who's about to sign on the dotted line for a shiny new car, share this video with them. See you in the next one.